Yeah, I get so frustrated because like your damage is literally Purge the Wicked and Penance, and I have to like Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Tiger Palm, Thunder Focus Tea, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, Spinning Crane Kick, and I still do less damage. But that's not the only change. All right, I would also be like, hey, Soothing Mist off the GCD because we need that. Life Cocoon while stunned. Why? Life, you know, I need all of them. Fortifying Brew reverted. Okay, cancel roll back, please. Old Way of the Crane. Zen Focus Tea, baked into Thunder Focus Tea. Like, I'll keep calling back with one change. Give me like 10 calls later. You know what I mean? Fantasy of Monk. Now, there's a lot of different, I guess, people have different fantasies for like what they want their class to be. But in my opinion, I think Mistweaver is a melee fighter who heals. That's what and that's why I started playing it. It's insane. You can do damage and heal. That's crazy. And this was before when this is before Disc Priests were like, you know, the damage dealing healers. This was, you know, Mistweavers were the damage dealers, and that's what drew me to it. And that's when we had two stances, and you know, you could do more damage, you could heal, and right, it's just the design of MoP Mistweaver was amazing. It really was. You were able to, you had tools to roll in and do damage, and if you got, you know, caught in a stun, you had Nimble Brew, which allowed you to break out of stuns that we don't have anymore. And you got punished a little bit if you were out of position, but you had tools to deal with it if you got swapped to or started to get like put into crowd control. And we had Chi too, which I thought was really, really cool. And I honestly, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but when they brought Holy Power back for Holy Paladin, I was like, we're next. I was like, yes, they're gonna give us our Chi back. I was really excited, and no, they didn't. Honestly,
you're not gonna let us have it. Why?
I feel mostly bad for the Windwalkers because roll and like cancel roll and like kick was just, oh my god, like so good. I mean, right now I don't feel bad for them. You kidding me? I die in a half leg sweep. It's crazy. Like those guys do so much damage. But like before, when I didn't know they did a lot of damage, I felt like cancel roll kick, and like you can, you know, cancel roll through evasion and leg sweep the rogue, or do the same thing to Fist of Fury. Like that stuff I thought was cool, but I just it's for Mistweaver it's hard because I can't press a button when Chi Torpedo's up. I know it's a 1 second, but if I'm trying to roll, let's just say, like, because it's happened to me quite a few times, if I roll while a mage is casting polymorph on me, I can't cancel roll and port. I just get polyed. Stuff like that. And there's been time I can't use Life Cocoon when Chi Torpedo's up. So if I Chi Torpedo and then try to press Life Cocoon, my teammate's just gonna die because I'm in Chi Torpedo. I can't press a button.
You CC'd yourself, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. For what, a second? Yeah, that's the hardest part to deal with. Like the mobility, like I really like to have the mobility, but you can't press a button when you press Chi Torpedo or roll.
Don't even touch it.
Always Mistrap. For the first tier, yeah. I've tried. I love doing damage. I've tried Chi Wave. It can break CC. It can break your incap or your paralysis. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but Mistrap 1 second addition to Enveloping Mist, which is our best hot, and then increase the healing of it. It's just too good. Yeah. So for the second tier, I never used Celerity in this expansion. In last expansion, I used Celerity a lot because we had an Azurite trait that when you get hit, when you rolled, you get a buff. And if you got hit when that buff was active, it would reduce the cooldown of your roll. So theoretically, if you're getting smashed by like double melee, you can just keep rolling over and over and over. But that was a trait, so it's not in the game anymore. So I don't use Celerity. I use Chi Torpedo almost every game, unless I'm playing against a Windwalker or a mage that has just, or a Death Knight that have, you know, the spam slows. And then I'll play not Chi Torpedo, Tiger's Lust. Manatee is just the go-to in that tier. You don't use Enveloping Mist. Life Cycles is okay. The problem is that right now, and like pretty much every expansion, Enveloping Mist costs too much mana. So you're not really using Enveloping Mist to heal. So you're not going to get much value out of the Life Cycles. Pretty much it's actually my favorite spell in the game. Ring of Peace is really cool. You could use it to interrupt, right? Like you could use it to interrupt people. You can knock people. My favorite thing to do is to knock people out of position. So if there's a rogue like overextended, you can just like Ring of Peace some LOS with his healer, then stun them. But Song of Chi-Ji is good in twos. I use it versus teams that can't really train you. and punish you for not using Ring of Peace. To keep it safe, normally healing elixirs is what I go, unless you're playing against a comp with Shadow Priest or Disc Priest, because sometimes they try to go you, and if you use diffuse magic with mind games on you, you actually reflect it back to the priest. And then dampen harm is good, but it's hard because you want to get value out of it because it is a 2-minute cooldown. So I use it versus demon hunters, because the bigger the harder you get hit, the more damage it reduces. So and obviously diffuse magic is good for casters. So I take dampen harm versus demon hunters because they have the hunt, which hits me for like, or would hit me for, I don't know, like 20k, 25k. If you use dampen harm before the hunt, it hits for 10 or 15k. So you can live long enough to like to like pour it and get away. You could use it versus warriors too. Warriors have that legendary that when they blade storm, they like cast a bunch of mortal strike. Yeah, there you go. Yes, and those can chunk you. This row is the most painful one, by the way. This one's rough.
42 health.
It's rough. This whole tier is rough for PvP at least. Your go-to for something I didn't mention is Jade Serpent statue got nerfed. It used to heal for 18 seconds, and they nerfed it down to what, 7.8.
Shows 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Default.
Yeah, they nerfed it because I don't know why. Pretty much Jade Serpent statue every game. Oh. We just have so many mana issues. It's just renewing Mist, and your go-to for that is gonna be Focus Thunder. Mostly because when you empower Thunder Focus Tea, one of the spells you can empower is Vivify, and that makes Vivify cost no mana. So you get 2 free Vivifies. It's really good versatility. For sure. Yeah. Oh my god. I have 30% versatility right now and I still die.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you need versatility and then mastery and then I would say haste and then crit. So I think they're equal because I know Disc Priest. So Disc Priest, it's like, it depends on the matchup. So if I'm playing against RMP and I'm playing like Turbo, you're gonna run out of mana way faster than me because I'm sitting CC the whole game. Like I'm in Fears, Polys, stuns all game, but you're not. You're healing the whole game, so you'll run out of mana way quicker than me. But in twos, I've run into some good Disc Priest, Disc Priest Warrior versus Mistweaver Warrior, and I've run out of mana just because you have more damage than me. So I think in twos, Disc Priests have the advantage, but in threes, I think Mistweavers. Mana advantage. Yeah. Right now, I've gotten the most success with Clouded Focus. I think that one's, I doubted it on the beta, so I didn't test it that much, but it's actually really good. So it increases the healing of your Vivify, and then every time you use Enveloping, or every time you use Vivify or Enveloping Mist while channeling Soothing Mist, it reduces the mana cost of them and increases their healing. So yeah, so it's really good. The problem is that once you stop channeling Soothing Mist, the effect goes away. So as long as trust me, I know. As long as you can free cast or you get some kind of, time to heal, it's worth it because the mana reduction and the increased healing is really good. And then a little bit more advanced, but you can Thunder Focus Tea. You know how Thunder Focus Tea has 2 charges with Focus Thunder with Vivify? You can go Thunder Focus Tea, Vivify, and that gives you 2 charges of it. And then you can use Enveloping Mist, and that Enveloping Mist will do more healing and cost less mana. So there are 3 legendaries I wrote. Actually, there's 4. So I hope you like Torghast, because I just maxed my first one. I got 3 more to go. So there's Clouded Focus, and then there's Cephus, which is just insane. It reduces CC on you. It stacks with Orc Racial. So stun duration if you're an orc is 28% reduced. It's crazy. So I use that versus obviously sub rogues because all they have is stuns, but I use it versus hunter teams and mage teams just because they have so much CC.
I think somebody said it also stacks with the gnome racial.
What's the gnome racial?
For the snares?
The snares, right? That's pretty cool. And then if you do that with nausea, which it reduces interrupts, roots, and snares on you, that'd actually be crazy. You would never be slowed.
I don't have the proof. I asked somewhere and somebody said yes.
Yeah. No,
I
that's
don't remember where that was now.
pretty cool. It doesn't stack with the Relentless though, so if you're human, you're probably just playing Relentless Trinket, so it's not really that useful for you. And then there's Tear of Mourning.
Yep.
Which is the raid one. It increases the healing of like this. So when you have Renewing Mist up, Vivify heals your main target and then all targets with Renewing Mist on them. And that's what it buffs. It buffs that healing to the Renewing Mist. So if you're playing against casters like Ellie Shaman, pretty much Ellie Shaman, Shadow Priest sometimes, Destro Locks too, if they have some like spread pressure. I use it versus that, basically so we don't get rot down.
Yeah.
And then
it turns into a big chain heal.
Yeah, it's huge heal. It's huge. It's really nice. And then the last one is kind of just fun if you are frustrating getting trained by melee, and that's Escape from Reality. It lets you port a second time after you port. It's like 10 seconds after you port, you can port again. So if you're getting tired of getting tunneled, you just Escape from Reality and port again. I don't use it that often though, because normally if they can get to me, I'm dead. So like, if I could run for 10 minutes straight in an arena, but if they land one stun on me, I'm a goner. Yeah. So if you're looking for the best, Ret Warrior is probably your best. I mean, mostly because they can help you in almost any situation. Rets have Bop, Blessing of Sacrifice, Freedoms. I mean, healing. You know, they got a lot of good stuff. Arms Warriors have Disarm. They've Duel if they need it.
Sometimes healing.
Depends how long the match is.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's like less than a minute, 2 minutes, yeah, they're beating me. They're beating me in healing. Anything longer, normally I can get them. If you don't know, Red Warrior Turbo is insane. So Enhancement Shaman, Arms Warrior for pretty much the same reason. Enhancement Shaman have less utility, but they have a lot of healing. So if you need the off healing, or if you're in CC, they can heal themselves. So Turbo's pretty good. My favorite right now to queue is Demon Hunter Boomkin is actually my favorite. Demon Hunters I know aren't the best, so it's not really the best comp to play with a Mistweaver at least, but we can make it work. You have to have the clean setups for it, but Convoke is still a thing, and Convoke has a chance to one shot something. So I'm Venthyr.
You're Venthyr.
Yeah, Venthyr. If Nausea, which is the soulbind that I felt good on beta, but on beta it didn't feel this fast. It really didn't, because not everyone had Conquest Gear and stuff. If the interrupt reduction doesn't feel that good, I'll probably swap to Necrolord. Necrolord or Kirin. I don't know which yet. I think I'll go Necrolord. The 30-second ooze that you can get for 15% of your health, and then ultimate form that makes you immune to crowd control. I feel like that has a pretty high skill cap. So I think I'd swap Necrolord if Venthyr doesn't work out. My role as a Mistweaver, obviously, is to keep your team alive as long as you can. If let's just say I'm playing my Balanced Druid Demon Hunter, my role is gonna be to paralysis, leg sweep the healer. That's normally what I do. Yeah. And then my Demon Hunter is gonna stun the kill target. If I can get something off, if I can ring a piece them out of line or something, to make it a little bit difficult for the healer or interrupt with it, that's what I'll do. Outside of that, you're healing and trying to live.
Would you say, are you the one setting up the go then, or are you just participating in it? Like who would start it then?
Most of the time it's me. Okay. Sometimes I won't leg sweep the healer, so I'll go for paralysis on the healer. My Balanced Druid will get a root beam off the paralysis, just so that so paralysis just keeps the healer, in line of my Balanced Druid, Yep. So now that we know it's in line, we'll get the root beam, and then that's when my Demon Hunter will paralysis or imprison the off DPS, and then we'll stun the kill target, and then try to kill the kill target, pretty much.
All right.
And then I'll try to do a leg sweep, off stun DR, maybe the healer trinkets, the root beam, and I just leg sweep off. Normally, is ideal. What we can do. A lot of healers, I think most healers have something they can use while stunned, and Mistweavers can't. So you have to be very proactive with your healing and crowd and your CC, or with your healing and your cooldowns. So if you think a team's gonna go you, I mean, this is why it's rough that Fortifying Bruise at 3-minute cooldown, because there's a lot of times where it looks like a team's trying to go me, you know, and I press Fortifying Brew, and then they see that, they don't go me. They just wait 12 seconds, and it's then they swap to me and kill me. And then that same thing with Life Cocoon. Like if versus RMP, if you see a mage getting poly on you, you need to press Life Cocoon on whoever you think they're gonna kill. I mean, you could Life Cocoon somebody and then they swap to DPS. Most of the time they don't. Most of the time you can get the Life Cocoon right when they kidney. So, but yeah, you have to be very, very proactive, or you'll just die with your cooldowns. Yeah, like I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, there's a skill cap, and it's nice when you know you use Fortifying Brew and a team tries to swap to you, and you see that, and it's like cool. I lived that because I used Fortifying Brew before, you know, kidney shot. But man, it's like some games. It's just every game is so stressful because you're so paranoid that teams are just gonna, especially with rogues, like you're just so paranoid they're just gonna step kidney you and you die.
Yep.
All right, with every cooldown. So
Yeah.
It's fun, but yeah, it's stressful. Yeah, I get this.
Okay.
I get this a lot. Is it just one, or can I just riddle off a
Literally
few?
Only one thing. So the pretense here is, you know, you get called up Blizzard HQ.
Oh my
They want
god.
to know. They'll change anything for you. It can literally be
Dude,
anything, but it's only one thing.
There's so many things that need to get changed. Oh my god. Okay. So one change or one spell? Can I do like, you know, a little one of each?
So,
one of each?
It could be literally anything.
Okay.
Literally anything.
I would.
It doesn't have to be something
Okay.
that existed before.
Okay. You know what I would do? I would bring back the Azurite trait, Secret Infusion. That's what I would do. I know we didn't talk about it, but
How would you bring it back?
I would want it to be. So what I would do is I would make a Jade Serpent statue baseline, and I would put it as a talent.
Okay.
Where Jade Serpent statue was. So if you don't know what that is, Thunder Focus Tea, you know, empowers your next spell. And what it did is it gave you a stat boost depending on what spell you use that Thunder Focus Tea on. So if you use Thunder Focus Tea Rising Sun Kick, you got a huge versatility boost. If you use Thunder Focus Tea Vivify, was Mastery. I think Enveloping Mist was Crit, and then Renewing Mist was Haste. And I just love the versatility of it. Like, if you're getting trained, Thunder Focus Tea Rising Sun Kick, you get a ton of versatility. You know, if you need more healing, Thunder Focus Tea and Vivify. So, I would bring back Secret Infusion. Because without the acknowledgement, everyone feels like, you know, MC Bug. I know it's been, you know, drilled into, like, the caster's eyes. But, like, everyone's saying MC Bug, but there's no acknowledgement at all. So everyone thinks that, okay, it's just we're telling them and they're not listening. Yeah, so without the acknowledgement, it just feels like, you know, all of our feedback goes nowhere, pretty much. That's how the monks feel. Truly, that's how all the monks feel, especially Mistweavers. There's threads and threads and threads of bugs, you know, improvements that can be made, and just no acknowledgement. So, like, we don't even know. Like, do they see our feedback? Are they gonna? I don't know. They haven't acknowledged it, so
supposedly they do.
So let's make another thread. Just keep making them.
Just it gets locked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Locked out, make a new thread.
Exactly. Anyone that queues with me, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really couldn't stream or anything if like my friends that actually wanted to queue with me, like Mill, Chris, Edgar, anyone that wants to queue with me, Lion, anyone like that. I appreciate it. I wouldn't be able to queue if they didn't want to queue with me, so I appreciate it.
Good to have friends.
I got a full battle tag and 3 people queue with me, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Can I also say shout out to anyone that's still playing Mistweaver? I know it's rough right. No, I know it's rough right now. Seriously, most fun spec in the game, hands down. No matter how I lose, most fun spec in the game. So if you're having a tough time, just keep playing. It'll be worth it when we get buffed. We'll get buffed eventually. So just keep playing it. I know it's hard and it's discouraging, but if you're having fun, keep playing it. You know, it's worth it. It's worth it. If you're not, obviously play a different healer. But if you like playing Mistweaver, keep playing it. It's a lot of fun.